He waited without impatience, as if he had forever and she was the only woman in the universe. It threatened to take her breath away. How had she, Elena Deveraux, a common hunter according to her father, ended up with the right to ask questions of an archangel? "What do you know about Lijuan's pets?" A slow blink was all the indication he gave that she'd surprised him. "Dare I inquire how you knew to ask that question?" She smiled. His expression changed, holding an intensity that seared her through and through. "As I said," eyes turning to chrome, "you'll make eternity far more interesting." That was when she noticed the light coming off his wings. Bright, lethal, just enough to make him seem precisely what he was, an immortal who held enough power in his body to level a city. Instinct had her muscles tensing in preparation for flight, the adrenaline rush so strong it was difficult to form words. "You're glowing." "Am I?" Fingers undoing her hair, threading through the strands. "Lijuan's pets are the reborn." Startled at getting a straight answer, she sucked in air through lungs that protested the effort, struggling past the pressure of Raphael's presence, his power. She didn't call him on it, intensely conscious that he wasn't doing it to intimidate her. He was simply being. And if she planned to dance with an archangel, she had to learn to deal. "Something to do with vampires?" "No. As archangels age," he said, the glow beginning to fade, though his eyes stayed that metallic shade no human would ever possess. "We gain power." "Like your mental abilities," she murmured, her heart still racing. "And the glamour." Paranoia would run rampant if it got out that some archangels could walk among the populace unknown, unseen. "Yes. Lijuan is the oldest among us, and as such has the greatest store of abilities." "So these reborn are something only she can create?" A nod that sent the coal-black strands of his hair sliding over his forehead. Reaching up to push them back, she lingered, playing with the heavy silk. "What are they?" "Lijuan," he said in a voice touched with midnight, "can make the dead walk." Her heart stopped for a second as she read the truth in his eyes, processed the awfulness of what he was saying. "You don't mean that she can somehow bring people truly back to life, do you?" "I would not call it life." He bent his head, pressing his forehead against hers. Sliding her hand around to the back of his neck, she held him close as he told her things no mortal knew. "They walk, but they do not talk. Jason tells me that for the first few months of their existence, they seem to have some semblance of sentience, that it's possible they know what they are, but with no power over their reborn bodies. They are Lijuan's puppets." Dear God! To be trapped in your own body, knowing you were a nightmare. How does she keep them alive? "She awakens them with her power, but they then feed on blood." Raphael's voice twined around her, filling her cells with horror. "The old ones, the ones who went to the earth long ago, feed on the flesh of the recently dead to keep their own bones clothed in flesh." Her soul grew cold, so cold. "Will you gain that ability?"